Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today. 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
A very good morning to you. This is the World News at 7 on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Kyla Dakaru. But for the headlines. Rivers State Governor Yasan Wike gives marching orders to security agencies to end spate of violence in Joba community. People's Democratic Party PDP closes case at ongoing presidential election petition tribunal. Federal government absolves self from travails of leader Shiite group Ibrahim El Zakzaki. On the foreign team, Prime Minister of Kosovo resigns position following allegations of war crimes. And in sports, Algeria wins 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Now the news in details. River State Governor Yasan Wike has directed security agencies to arrest and prosecute anyone linked to killings and other criminal activities in Joba community in Obiakpo local government area of the state. Governor Wike also issued 1-week ultimatum to the paramount ruler, Raymond Okocha, to make peace in Joba or be ready to face his wrath. The governor, who spoke during the town hall meeting with stakeholders in Joba community, acknowledged the widespread of insecurity in parts of the state, which he said has continued to scare investors away, thereby causing lack of job opportunities for the youths.
That's the paramount ruler of Joba. Chief, you see, you cannot be a paramount ruler and you will not do your work well. I thought this is the last time I will say this. You must reconcile all your people. You must reconcile all your... Bring everybody together. How do you feel? People are running away. People are leaving Chuba. And you are in charge of the community. You don't want me to sleep. You too, you will not sleep. You will not sleep. So I have come here to let you know that I will not fold my hand any longer. If they are your children, tell them enough is enough. We have come and we can continue to allow this incident killing in the name of what? Those of you whom they are sending to kill, how do you feel? You wake up in the morning, somebody gives you a gun, you drink whatever you want to drink, then you go, you kill the person, you say, oh, we have succeeded, we have killed. He who kills by gun will also die by gun.
The governor also blamed the high level of insecurity in Joba on the chiefs, elders, and other stakeholders who he said have refused to speak out to reports to security agencies, negative activities and action of cultists and criminals because of their interest. He also noted that the Community Development Committee chairman of Joba community, who was killed last weekend, was about becoming a permanent secretary in one of the state ministries before his death.
Communities that have produced so many illustrious sons and daughters, why should killing now be our profession? Why should we be killing ourselves? For what purpose? You all allow your sons to be cultists. When you see something going bad, you will not stop it. It will reach to a point where you too, you become a victim. Some of you are chiefs, you have their cultists, these people, they have their own cultists. I didn't, let me say, I don't know who is clapping, who is not clapping. I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. But I just came here to let people know. I cannot understand why we just say and kill ourselves. Every day, one thing or the other, nothing positive comes in, only negative. Look at how we are killing our people. Look at the man you just killed, a director who would have been a permanent secretary. Now you have lost that. Is it me that you have killed?
Our correspondent, Uchendu Ejowo, reports that the Commissioner of Police, Garrison Commander of Nigeria Army, Director of Department of State Security, heads of companies and institutions operating in Choba and community stakeholders were also present at the meeting. The chairman of Obiakpo Local Government Council, Solomon AK, has expressed dissatisfaction over the poor state of security in Joba community. AK was speaking on the sidelines of a meeting between Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and other stakeholders in Joba community. Speaking to correspondent Precious Nwaku, the council boss recalled the recent killing in Joba last weekend, which he described as disheartening, as there was no presence of security operatives throughout the operation by the hoodlums. He, however, assured that the council will ensure that adequate support would be given to security agencies to help tackle insecurity in the local government.
And these boys started rampaging from 12 o'clock midnight and up till they finished what they were doing unchallenged. That's the worst part of it. It looks as if there's no security here. I was not that happy. But it's okay. What the governor said is our mind. Because we are not happy and we don't want this to continue, we're going to work like the grassroots government, which we are. We're going to help to provide necessary information that the state will use to work. We're going to help to make sure that there's peace in this town. We are not happy with the killing and we don't want more killing. For those who have also perpetrated the evil, we want to help. Like the governor has said, the activities of the agencies, security agencies that we are using is already paying up. Like he said, arrest has been made and we'll continue to make more.
The Rivers State Ministry of Health will tomorrow begin to house free polio immunization for children under age 5. The state immunization officer, Urank Joseph, while addressing newsmen at the Primary Healthcare Board in Port Harcourt, said the immunization exercise will be conducted across the 23 local government areas of the state, adding that special logistics have been made available to reach children in remote areas. Joseph therefore urged parents to ensure their children are vaccinated, adding that 1,693 health workers are expected to visit the entire household in the state. The state immunization officer also expressed hope that Nigeria would be free from polio in the next 3 months.
We're encouraging all caregivers to ensure their children are vaccinated with the polio vaccines. Our teams will be going around communities in all the wards in Rivers State, vaccinating these children within these 4 days. We're not going to end immunization activities after the 4 days. Our routine immunization activity still continues in all our health facilities, and we encourage everybody to go to the facilities and get their children protected against vaccine preventable diseases. So we are hoping that in the next 2 or 3 months, we are going to be certified polio free. But for us to get that, we need to ensure our children are fully protected against polio. My advice to parents is that they should make their children available. Don't want any child to have any disability or even death from any vaccine preventable disease.
Our correspondent, Federal Alarichi, reports that the immunization exercise will end by next week, Tuesday. The Kula Youth Organization has folded comment credited to the lawmaker representing the area in the Rivers State House of Assembly, Lolo Isaiah Wende, over the show of solidarity by the conscience of Ogoni people led by Gani Toba in support of the host communities of OML 25 in Akukutara local government area. The Kula Youth President, Ekene Japu Soibina, in his reaction said it is sad that the lawmaker chose to criticize those who are showing solidarity with them rather than moving motions at the assembly to draw attention of the world to the level of neglect, impoverishment and enslavement of those communities of OML 25 by SPDC. He accused the lawmaker of playing the script of his paymasters against the wishes of those who sponsored his election and those who voted him into office.
Let me first of all commend the efforts of Chief Gani Toba for the courage to come out to show in solidarity with the host communities of OML 25. As for my brother, Honorable Lolo Opwende, for him to come out, put up such as passion on the likes of Chief Gani Toba is quite disappointing. We are expecting him to make laws that will alleviate and palliate our suffering as Kola people, and also to express solidarity with the community that he represents. We cannot be going through such trauma, and our representative in the House is coming to cast aspersion on people that are sympathizing with us. It's totally condemnable.
The Kula Youth President, Ekene Japu Soibina, also cautioned one Jafta Williams, who is laying claim to the position of the Kula Youth President, to disease from being used by politicians to create confusion in Kula Kingdom and cause crisis in the area.
To my brother Jefta Williams that claimed that he is youth president, it is quite sad and laughable that you do not understand the dynamics of youth politicking. You were never elected. You were unpicked by the council boss to cause confusion in Kola and in Kola youth. There is no problem, there is no crisis in Kola youth. We held our election and we were successfully elected, and I became president. You cannot allow yourself to be perpetually used by these persons to cause problems in your community. You're a growing young man, and it's expected that you follow the ropes, learn where necessary, so you can be a better youth, to be a leader, be productive to the community at large.
A member representing Akukutori Constituency 2 in the Rivers State House of Assembly, Isaiah Opwende, had waded into the controversy between host communities of OML 25 and the state government by asking the host communities to give all Giant Shell a second chance to occupy the flow station. Protests are now trailing the ongoing recruitment exercise at the Rivers State University by aggrieved applicants for both academic and non-academic positions over what they described as perceived scam in the recruitment process. The protesters demanded to know the criteria for selecting some persons for interview after they all submitted their applications. They vowed to take their protest further if their questions are not answered.
We are asked to submit an application, and we have submitted our application, and now some selected people, we are invited for an interview. So we need somebody from the university, from anywhere, to come and tell us the process that they used to invite others for an interview. That is why we are here, is it not? Yes. So we are here for them to tell us why other people will be selected, and we that submitted the applications, we are not selected. Are we not River State indigene? We are. So what is happening? Let them come and address us. Let them come and tell us why other people were selected and we did not get any invitation. Did you get any invitation? No. Did you receive any test? No. So what is happening?
I heard from a security man, go home, that they finished the interview, and I'm emotionally traumatized because I feel, what's the need applying? Okay, why did they not stop us from bringing application?
Passengers aboard a Port Harcourt bound flight were left in a panic after a yet-to-be-identified man climbed the aircraft while it was about to take off at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos. According to a video shot by one of the passengers in Lagos, the man illegally gained access to the airside with a piece of hand luggage. The video also showed that the man climbed the aircraft wing and deposited the bag inside one of the engines. The aircraft was at the holding bay expecting clearance for takeoff when the incident occurred. The man's action caused panic and frenzy as some of the passengers immediately demanded that the pilot and cabin crew open the aircraft doors for them to disembark due to safety concerns. The General Manager, Corporate Affairs of Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, Henrietta Yakubu, has confirmed the development and added that the man has been arrested. A source said the individual upon arrest claimed he wanted to travel to Ghana but refused to disclose how he managed to gain access to the restricted airside. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.
And yes, you're still listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Welcome back. And now to the rest of the news. The main opposition, People's Democratic Party, and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, have closed their case at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. After a series of proceedings which lasted over 2 months at the tribunal sitting in Abuja, the petitioners closed their case on Friday. They called a total of 62 witnesses to testify in addition to the tendering of documents to prove its case before the tribunal. In the meantime, the Presidential Election Petition Court has rejected the request by the National Returning Officer of the People's Democratic Party in the last presidential election, Osita Chidoka, to amend his written statement on oath. Chidoka, who mounted a witness box yesterday as the petitioner's fourth and star witness, was asked by the petitioner's lawyer Chris Uche to identify and adopt his written statement, as was the case with other earlier witnesses. Unlike the case with other witnesses before him, Chidoka sought to amend some portions of his written statement on oath before he will adopt as his statement in the case before the court. While Chidoka went about identifying the part of his statement he wished to amend, the court rejected his request on the grounds that, having signed the statement as is, he could no longer amend. The Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal has turned down the request made by the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar for more time to conclude their case. The opposition and its candidate are challenging the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari in the February 23 poll. President Muhammadu Buhari says the spread of fake news poses a threat to journalism. President Buhari said this when he hosted the board of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, at the State House. He expressed concern that technology is being used as a tool for instigating violence, just as he charged journalists to save their profession by tackling the growing trend of fake news. The federal government says it is not involved in the ongoing trial of Ibrahim el-Zakzaki, leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, said the government will no longer condone acts of violence from el-Zakzaki's followers. Shehu asked IMN members not to trample on the rights of others, saying the government would no longer allow the sect to take law into its hands. He said the issue of el-Zakzaki is before the court in Kaduna and his supporters should focus on his ongoing trial instead of causing daily damages, disruptions and public nuisance in Abuja, adding that it is wrong to be in court and resort to violence at the same time in order to get justice for anybody accused. The presidency said the destruction of public property in the name of protest is not within the rights of this group of Shiite members, and no government anywhere would have tolerated a situation where any group will take over public roads in cities as they have done in Abuja and interfere with the rights of other citizens who are prevented from reaching their destinations. The Shiite leader is facing trial of allegations of culpable homicide, unlawful assembly and disruption of public peace, among others, and has been in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, since December 2015. The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has accused the federal government of betrayal of trust over the implementation of the new national minimum wage. President of TUC, Quadri Olaleye, and Secretary General Musa Lawal Ozigi, in a statement, said it was rejecting the recent circular by the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission on the implementation of the new minimum wage. TUC warned that it would not accept anything that negates the reason for setting up the minimum wage committee, adding that the federal government was trying to use backyard tactics to avoid labor action. Now on the foreign scene, Kosovo's prime minister has resigned after a war crimes court in The Hague summoned him for questioning as a suspect. 51-year-old Ramush Haradinaj served as a rebel commander in the 1998-1999 Kosovo conflict, which eventually led to Kosovo declaring independence. Haradinaj said he stepped down so he could attend court as an ordinary citizen. Haradinaj, who denies war crimes charges, has been tried and acquitted twice at the UN tribunal. Kosovo was formerly a province of Serbia, and years of tensions turned into open conflict in 1998 when the Serbian government launched a crackdown. On entertainment, Janet Jackson, 50 Cent and Chris Brown were among artists who performed on Thursday at a concert in Saudi Arabia. The rapper Nicki Minaj pulled out of citing human rights concerns. A cheering crowd danced to the thumping music at Jeddah World Fest, hosted in the Red Sea city of Western Saudi Arabia. Minaj, well known for her provocative, profanity-laced lyrics and skin-bearing music videos, pulled out of headlining the concert in the show of solidarity for women's and gay rights in the ultra-conservative Islamic kingdom. The cancellation triggered a social media storm, with many fans in the kingdom voicing disappointment and demanding ticket refunds. The singer insisted on Twitter that that decision was not intended to disrespect the Saudi government. In sports, Algeria have won the Africa Cup of Nations for the second time with a lone goal victory. Senegal, who have never won the competition, were however awarded a penalty for handball in the second half of the game, but it was overturned after a VAR review. Algeria then closed out the rest of the game to claim their second Africa Cup of Nations trophy 19 years after their first. And now, to end the news, here is the summary of the major stories. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has given marching orders to security agencies to end the spate of violence in Joba community. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has closed its case at the ongoing presidential election tribunal. The federal government have said they are not involved in the travails of the leader of Shiite group Ibrahim El Zakzaki. On the foreign scene, the Prime Minister of Kosovo, Ramush Haradinaj, has resigned his position following allegations of war crimes. And in sports, we told you that Algeria has won the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. That was the news as edited by Victor Aziama. For comments and enquiries, please call 0815-341-8657 or 0814-434-3502 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Kala Da Korubatbo. Thank you for listening and stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM. Have a lovely morning.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
You deserve more from us. From Great Talk.
Is it a celebrated feat that people should be dying? Don't we have government? I think that should be the focus and not who is behind it.
And then Chief Loveday.
What else do I say? Killing is killing.
For the attack.
News and entertainment program.
News update on Today 95.1 FM. Thank you for listening. Good morning.
TOFFE.
This man knows that we space on.
Now you do this kind of thing.
I go do this kind of thing now.
You never be this man. You never know the best way.
Honey, now your brother.
Stay glued to this dial. Today 95.1 FM, and we will do the rest.
Excellent.
Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
My name is Ifeanyi. I'm calling you from. Hello?
Yes, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
My name is William. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, William from Port Harcourt. Go ahead.
Talk radio.
You have a right to say no, right? All right.
I'm calling from Yenipua.
Okay, thank you so much from Yenagua. We are the station that needs no introduction. Of course, you know, we give the best in news, sports.
You like football, right?
Entertainment, politics. In fact, call it talk. Yes, we know there's a lot you want to hear, and that is why we talk about everything.
Talk radio.
We're right before you. It's just a dial away. This is your number one premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
You were the word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you, our Christ. What a beautiful name it is.
Yes, good morning to you once again. I am Karana and you are tuned to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. What a beautiful name it is. Man, God is an awesome God, right? Someone say hallelujah already. All right, so it's time for us to, talk spirituality. It's time for us to have some spirituality in our life. Let's do some morning devotion, so to say. And that is why I have with me in the studio Apostle Vincent Onyenaso Taibe. And he's from the God's Will Mega Ministries. And of course, we will be talking, like I said, we're going to be having some sort of morning devotion, you and I, with him in the studio. So, yeah, stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Good morning to you, Apostle.
Good morning, Kalada. God bless you.
So what are we
listeners? God bless you as well.
What are we talking about this morning?
This morning, we're talking about deliverance from marital delay. It's a program that is going on that today in our ministry at the God's Will Mega Ministries.
It's happening today.
Today by 9 a.m. the program will take off.
Interesting.
It's going to start by 9 a.m. this morning.
Delivering from marital delay and struggle.
Yes.
First of all, let's get to understand what is marital delay.
Okay. Before I go straight to that question, I'm going to take a scripture from Jeremiah chapter 29.
Okay.
Verse 6.
All right.
Said, take you wives and begat sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons. Take wives for your sons and give your daughters to husbands. So the theme of our program today says marriage is the will of God.
Okay.
So from the scripture, we have seen that marriage is the will of God.
Okay.
So when you ask of marital delay can be defined as a situation when someone has gotten to the age of marriage and he or she, we are not talking particularly to ladies or men, we are talking about both sides, both men and women, and you have gotten to the age of marriage and you want to marry and you are finding it difficult to marry.
You want to marry, because I was going to ask you a question when you said marriage is the will of God. I was going to ask if singlehood is not the will of God, because I know a lot of great men in the Bible who were single.
We accept you choose to be a self-made eunuch.
All right.
If you choose to be a celibacy, though, it's on your own. But one thing I know is marriage
is the will of God. Interesting.
God.
So you said it is God's desire that we get married, and people who want to get married cannot find partners, or for whatever reason are not married. That is what is marital delay and struggle. So what are the factors? What are those things that causes the struggle, this delay?
We have so many factors that causes marital delay. Although there could be many factors responsible for high rates of late marriages in our society today, which could have been 1, the fault of man, 2, spiritual attacks, 3, could be lack of finance.
Let's take it slowly again. Number 1, you said is what? Human factors?
Yes, the fault of man.
All right. 2,
spiritual factor.
Oh, so some spirit is dragging your husband with you.
There are what we call anti-marriage demons.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so number 3?
Number 3 could be lack of finance.
Okay.
So when we talk about the fault of man or human error in marriage, this includes the characters of people. We can say living a rough lifestyle. When someone, a man or a woman, lives a very rough lifestyle, it could hinder partners not to approach you for marriage.
All right.
I believe every man wants to marry a wife, not a knife. Every man wants to marry a wife, not a knife. And every woman also wants to marry a husband, not a boxer. So another one is bad character and bad habits.
Okay.
Beauty can attract a man or attract a woman to somebody, but character is what sustains them. So character, the area of character and habit is very important. Some people have bad character. I'm talking about the fault of men. There are people you see, coming close to them, you can see them from afar. But when you get closer to them, you know that they are nothing to write home about. In this program that is coming on today, these are the things we are going to teach the people. We are going to let them know how they could amend their characters. Number 3 is wrong desire and estimation. Some people have wrong desire in marriage. I asked some ladies or some young girls, why do you want to marry? Some will tell you that because my friends are getting married.
Interesting.
So that one is not even, she may not know what it takes to marry. Number 4 is wrong relationship. When you are in a relationship that cannot produce marriage. There are some people, some ladies said, all the people that comes to me are married men. You are engaging yourself in a relationship that will not produce marriage in future. So that one could cause delay in marriage. Number 5 I can mention here is wrong ideology in marriage. When you don't understand your ideology in marriage could be different in so many ways. Time will not permit me, but these are the things we are going to handle in this program.
Now, I was going to ask you the question now. Now, you mentioned human factors, and majority of these things have to do with the person's attitude, habits, and characters.
Yes.
How do you deliver someone from, such? Because sometimes teaching them, it's not really enough, because they can listen and go back home and fall into the same patterns, into the same habits.
Yes, this one, there are spiritually induced habits.
Oh, interesting.
There are spiritual. That is why we are calling them for this deliverance.
Interesting.
There are spiritually induced habits. There are habits like, let me say, when a lady is under the influence or attack, or a man is under the influence or attack of the queen of the coast, that person will be displaying queenly or kingly attitude physically, and they will not like to submit to anybody.
Interesting.
And that will bring so many trouble and confusion in the family or in the relationship. And fighting will set in. Submission will be difficult. So in such matter, we know the kingdom that sponsors such attack. That is why in this program we said there will be deliverance from anti-marriage demons that sponsors the spirit of anger, spirit of masturbation, spirit of pride and arrogancy, spiritual spouse, i.e., spirit husband or spirit wife. We call them in deliverance incubus and succubi.
All right, now, Pastor Dan, now you talked about spirit husband, spirit wife, and all of that. So you've told us the human factors, but there's also the spiritual factors, like you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
What are those spiritual factors?
Okay, when we talk about spiritual factors, we are talking about the anti-marriage demons. There are spirits who does not like husband and wife, anything husband and wife to come together. There are spirits that does not want. Anytime somebody is under such an attack, these are the spirits I've mentioned now, incubus and succubi. We call them mermaid spirits. We call some queen of the coast. We call some anti-marriage demons, family mermaid spirits. When people are under such an influence, it will be influencing them. And you can imagine in a relationship that anytime a man approaches to marry a woman, or a woman approaches to be in good relationship with a man, there will be quarrels, there will be troubles that you cannot even trace the cause of the problems. Having sex, spiritual sex in the dream, will never allow any physical man to come and occupy the place of husband in your life. So these are some of the spiritual factors. We have what we call spirit of pride. So many people are very proud that they cannot be controlled, and they feel that they are more important than others. How can you feel you are important than the man that is coming to marry you? You have self-value more than that. Anger, there are people, their anger is too high. So many people, anger have denied them their blessings. In this program, we're going to have deliverance on that. And there will be deliverance on what we call breaking of spiritual wedding and covenant. There are people in their dream world, they always have their wedding. Some of them have children in their dream where they are not married. Some people have rings. These things are what they experience daily in their spiritual life, in their spiritual world. And in this program, we are going to deliver them by the power of the Holy Ghost. The venue of this program is number 2 Obonna Street off Eneka Road, Rumunduru. You can access us easily from Rumudara Junction. If you are coming from Chuba, as you are hearing my voice and your spirit is bearing you witness to be a part of this program now, you just get yourself prepared. If you are living around Chuba, Obiakpo, get to Rumokoro. From town, get to First Artillery and find your way to Rumudara Junction. From Eleme Junction, Obibo, Aba, you get to Eleme Junction and move straight to Rumudara Junction. You can get a bus there or a tricycle keke. Tell them that we are going to the God's Will Mega Ministry. Our signposts are there on the major road.
All right.
From Rumudara Junction, you are coming from Elele, Imo State. Just get to Igruta roundabout, take a taxi there, tell them to stop you at Eneka First Market roundabout, and you can take a bus or a tricycle kekedia that is going to covet Rumunduru. Immediately after Queen's Park Estate, you will see the Gospel Mega Ministry by your left-hand side. You will get us on this number. Call these numbers for directions. You don't need to flash. You only call these numbers. 081 1521 6333. 081 1521 6333. 081 15221892. 081 15221892. Or you can call my line directly 080 3455 1499. 080 3455 1499. Another number, let me call it again. I know a lot of people may be interested. Get yourself prepared. The program is this morning. The time is 9 a.m. at our church auditorium, number 2 Obunna Street, off Eneka Road, Rumunduru. Rumunduru is in Origwe Aziz. Access us through Rumodara Junction. You can access us through Eneka First Market roundabout. Intercake, if you are driving, drive straight as if you are going to Rumodara Junction. Immediately after Queen's Park Estate from Eneka side, you will see the Gospel Mega Ministry on the major road. Our signpost is there. If you are coming from Rumodara, immediately after Lighthouse Hotels, you will see the Gospel Mega Ministry. Our signpost is right there on the major road. Call these numbers again for directions. 081 1521 6333. You call Pastor Peter on that number.
All right.
081 1521 6333. 081 again 1522 1892. 081 1522 1892. Or you call my number direct 080 3455 1499.
All right, in case you're just joining us, you are listening to Apostle Vincent Oyenaso's Highway from the God's Will Mega Ministries, and we are talking about deliverance from marital delay and struggle. And so far, we do hear that some of the reasons responsible for marital delay is due to some human factors and also spiritual factors. And he's saying that there is a deliverance session going on today by 9 a.m. rather, and that will help you get over in case you are feeling like you are struggling, you're finding it difficult to get a partner, a significant order. He's saying that there will be deliverance from both the human factors and the spiritual factors. All you have to do is make it to number 2 Bonus Street off Eneka Road, Rumunduru. But Apostle, before we let you go, for those who probably cannot make it to the deliverance this morning, maybe because of work, like I'm working, or some people are engaged one way or another. Can you do a mini deliverance session for them?
Yes,
On air. Yeah,
we can pray for people on air.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But deliverance is different from prayer.
Interesting.
Yes, deliverance is different from prayer. We pray for people on air. But
I thought deliverance was, a more focused prayer.
No, deliverance is different. If you look at Luke chapter 13, verse 10, that woman has been praying in the synagogue. When Jesus came, Jesus had to give charge to the spirit of infirmity that bound her for 18 years, and the spirit left. In this program now, where I'm going to, God has given me the power to give charge over the spirit of disappointment, promise and fail.
But you can also use that power,
yes,
for the people who cannot make it.
Yes, I will pray for them on air. I will pray for them on air. I will pray for them. So
let's go about that now, because we're almost out of time. Let's do that now.
Okay. The program remains today by 9 a.m.
All right.
So we want to pray for you. We pray in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
We pray that the grace of God will find you and locate you anywhere you are under the sound of my voice. I pray and I give charge over and against the powers standing against your marital settlement, your marital breakthrough. Right now, in the name of Jesus, receive your deliverance. I command the light of God to shine upon your way. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Don't forget, in this program, there will be a financial release for marital accomplishments. God bless you. I'm expecting you. I'm looking forward to see you. If you attend this program, just meet my pastors, Evangelist Chinedu or Pastor Peter. Tell them that you heard my voice over the radio and you came. I will minister to you. I will bless you. Thank you for listening to me. By this same time on Saturday, I will still be here talking about deliverance. I will talk about deliverance from ancestral spirits when I come on Saturday.
Interesting.
God bless you.
Thank you very much for coming in, Apostle.
Thank you very much, Kalala. I appreciate you.
All right, keep listening to Today 95.1 FM. Interesting program is coming your way. Stay tuned.
What a beautiful name it is, you say. Jesus, you brought heaven down. My sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. How sweet is your name, how good you are. I love to sing your name, Lord. Love to sing of who you are. Death could not hold you. The veil tore before you. You silenced the boast of sin and grave. The
Today 95.1 FM.
morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ifeanyi. I'm calling you from... Hello?
Yes, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
My name is William. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, relax from Port Harcourt. Go ahead.
Talk radio.
You have a right to say no, right? All
I'm
right.
calling from Unipua.
Okay, thank you so much from Yenagua.
We are the station that needs no introduction. Of course, you know, we give the best in news, sports,
You like football, right?
entertainment, politics. In fact, call it talk. Yes, we know there's a lot you want to hear, and that is why we talk about everything.
Talk radio.
We're right before you. It's just a dial away. This is your number one premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the alarm is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
There is never a dull moment of this dial. Dull moment of this dial.
But let's get on now to what is happening here in Nigeria. In the southwest, we have 136, south 131, southeast 30. I'm not talking about the ones that died months ago. And Mr. President is busy traveling. The foundation in this democratic era we're experiencing today, honestly, believe me, the person soiled it. It's Obasanjo. At the time he was tearing his party card, I was very ashamed. He didn't notice that he was tearing himself. How long will you keep on complaining?
We keep you informed, thrilled, and inspired.
I need to select. I like every kind of woman. But man, light skin does it for me. No, I'm not racist. That's what I'm saying. I could take anybody. You know what I'm saying?
We are your Premium Talk News and Sports Radio. Today, 95.1 FM. Don't touch that dial.
We've got to go. It's 11:31.
This is Today.
You deserve more from us.
From Great Talk.
is it a celebrated feat that people should be dying? Don't we have government? I think that should be the focus and not who is behind it.
And then Chief Loveday.
What else do I say? Killing is killing.
For the attack.
News and entertainment programs.
News update on Today 95.1 FM. Thank you for listening. Good morning.
TOFFE.
This man knows that we space on.
Now you do this guy thing.
Hi, I go do this kind of thing now.
You never meet this man. You never know the best way.
Honey, now your brother.
Stay glued to this dial. Today 95.1 FM, and we will do the rest.
Excellent.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All right, good morning to you once again. It is still the Saturday morning show on Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. I remain Kalada, and I have another guest in the studio, and his name is Ambassador AGK Chinedu. Good morning to you, Ambassador.
Good morning. I feel excited seeing you today.
All right, I feel excited as well. I guess you have some information for us, something about recharge and get paid.
Exactly, yeah. That's why we're here.
What's it all about?
Okay, Recharge and Get Paid is a platform that pays Nigerians, Africans at large for buying airtime and buying data from their platform.
Come again, it pays people for buying
airtime and data from their platform. Nigerians, Africans at large cannot do without airtime and data.
All right.
And when they do this, it ends up becoming residual bills, expenses they can't avoid. Now, Recharge and Get Paid is a carefully designed program that pays people for buying airtime and data.
How does that work? Sorry.
So while you're doing what you love doing, which is buying airtime and data, we ensure that something is entering your pocket. it won't be entirely expenses. So on a platform, we pay for buying airtime. On a platform, we pay for buying data. On a platform, we pay for doing cable subscription. That's what it is.
So I'm still trying to see the science behind, me paying my bills and getting paid for paying my bills. I'm trying to see the science, but
when you buy airtime from the roadside or from the bank, banks have made profit from the transaction.
Interesting.
Now, when you buy airtime from us too, the profit you have made from the transaction is always sharing with you in return. That's what it is.
Okay. So is recharge and get paid registered and approved in Nigeria? Because these days a lot of scam things are up and running.
Yeah. It's a very good question. And recharge and get paid is duly licensed and approved in Nigeria by NCC, Nigerian Communication Commission.
All right.
We are licensed and approved by CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission too.
All right.
You might be interested to know that we're in partnership with four telecom giants: MTN, Glo, Nine Mobile, Airtel. We are also in partnership with MultiChoice. That is on a platform. As you buy time, as you buy data, you get paid. As you pay for your cable subscription, you get paid. As you pay for your bill payments, utility bills, NEPA bills, prepaid, precisely, you get paid. So we're licensed and approved in Nigeria, sir.
Interesting. So licensed and approved. How old is recharge and get paid in Nigeria?
Okay, recharge and get paid was bettered August 11, 2015. So by next month, in 3 weeks' time, precisely, we should be 4 years old in Nigeria.
Okay.
So from my recording today, we are 3 years and 11 months in existence. Yeah.
So you guys have been running for 3 years and 11 months. Yes. The testimonies
wonderful, awesome,
interesting.
We are near by August next we'll be 4 years old in existence.
Okay.
And you'll agree with me that a going concern, a company that stayed for 4 years, is not actually an emotional company.
Okay. So what is so unique about recharge and get paid, from other companies that do similar, kind of business?
Okay. What is unique about us is this: we are not just here for the sake of profiteering, making profits. Okay.
Yeah.
Recharge and get paid is about the only company that is interested in your welfare. While you buy airtime, because we understand Nigerians cannot repent from the addiction of buying airtime. That is why airtime and data is something you buy even when there is no money in your pocket. It is that necessity of having airtime in your phone that makes you to want to borrow when you don't have. You get it enough.
Yeah.
Now, while you're doing all this, it will be expenses. Whether your wife will get you angry, your sibling get you angry, the bus driver slapped you or something, you must buy airtime to make calls. Now, when you do all this, it ends up becoming expensive. So through our platform now, while you're doing what you've enjoyed doing, we make sure money is coming back to you. That is number one.
Okay.
Number two is that we are licensed and approved. We are recognized in Nigeria, good, as a legal entity. Okay. Then number three is this: any other platform you buy airtime from, let's say you bought airtime from your bank, and the airtime happened to be doubled, kind of promo. Okay. The multiplied airtime is not something it can convert. It's not something it can convert into money. But on a platform which then gets paid, your bonuses, your earnings, your commission is money, which you can withdraw with your ATM and solve your problems. That's the way it is. Yeah.
I see. Interesting. All right. So how long? Now you probably are some ambassador for recharge and get paid.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
How long have you known? How long have you been with? How long have you gained from recharge and get paid? And what are your experiences?
Okay, good. I got to know them 2015, December 17th precisely, through a friend. And then I'm a very meticulous person. I don't just dabble into opportunities. I try to do my background check and due diligence. So from that 2015, when I heard about them, I was curious. And the curiosity was what galvanized me into making inquiries. I told myself, this company where they pay people for buying airtime, how them did they make their own money? That was the question I asked myself. I decided to do my search. I discovered that in the wake of my findings, I discovered that this company is licensed and approved, recognized in Nigeria. So I followed this company 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. I just got registered and became a member of this company. That was just January 14th this year. January 14th this year, I became a member.
Why did it take you so long to become a member?
I wanted to get my facts correct. I wanted to get the necessary information so that before I start promoting a company, I should know them back and front. Okay, before somebody will say you were instrumental to a company that swindled me. I've been careful. Now, January 14th was when I joined the company. And I'm going to tell you this. I want to tell every listener out there that within these 6 months, it's been an amazing experience. Within these 6 months, I've come to realize that it is possible for you to make good money online. Within these 6 months, I've come to understand that making money on per second basis is better compared to monthly salary. Within these 6 months, I've made more money than I could make as a banker. So I'm here to tell you that this company is actually built to last. This company is wonderful. Rachid and Get Paid only enables you to partake from the excess wealth in the telecom sector. And I'm a living testimony that this business is to give hope to Nigerians and many people out there financially.
You talk about this business with so much enthusiasm. You
Exactly.
talk about it with so much pride.
Yeah.
If this business is so profitable, like you say it is it in other countries? Do we have it in any other country?
We have them in Ghana, we have them in Liberia, we have them in Kenya. Still counting. The idea is this: we want to capture at least 17 or 20 African countries before our 10 years anniversary, and we're making progress.
If it's is it just in African countries?
We want to start with African countries first.
So it's a business owned by some Africans.
So yeah, we want to cover. Our idea is this: by the time we're covered African, we can move to the Western world.
All right. So apparently you do have some sort of seminar. Apparently
we are having a seminar today. We're having a seminar today, 20th July 2019, and the venue is Emirate Hotel Rumola. Emirate Hotel Rumola is the venue of this seminar today. The first section is by 10:30, second section is by 1 p.m., and of course the third section is by 3 p.m. The seminar is coming up today, Saturday, 20th July 2019. The time for the first section is 10:30, second section is 1 p.m., then third section is by 3 p.m. Yeah.
So where's the venue again?
Emirate Hotel Rumola. Emirate Hotel is a tourism building by Rumola Flyover. When you get to Emirate Hotel, ask the gateman or ask the receptionist. They should bring you to seminar hall. They bring you to a seminar hall. That's where the seminar is holding today.
Are there any criteria for people who want to be a part of the seminar? Are there anything?
The seminar basically, we're meant to understand that charity begins at home. Of course, charity should begin at home. Good. Over there in Ghana, Liberia, they pay for my seminars. But as a Nigerian, I've decided to make it free for people. Now the seminar we are giving you this knowledge free of charge. Outside the shores of Nigeria, we sell this knowledge with money, and yet people still start a business with money. Now this seminar is free of charge, but to partake in Richard and Get Paid business, to be a member of Richard and Get Paid business and partake of all the benefits, it will require minimal capital, small capital from you to get started. That's what it is.
So you get entry into the seminar free, and you use money to start the business.
Yes, after you have gotten the lectures, after you have gotten the rudiment of the business, how the business work. That's how it is.
All right. So why is this seminar very important again?
This seminar is very important because, one, everybody with common sense, everybody that buys airtime and data understand that airtime and data is like expenses. Now, the seminar is important because, one, no knowledge is a waste. And the knowledge is what no man can rise. No man's bank account can rise beyond the depth of his knowledge. Meaning that if you know better, you earn better. So this seminar is very important to my listeners. I want to encourage you to show up today at Emirate Hotel Rumola. The first section is by 10:30 today, second section by 1 p.m. Then the third section is by 3 p.m. Let's show you how you can start making money from the airtime and data you and millions of Nigerians buy.
All right, thank you very much for coming in, Ambassador Ekene. Okay, quickly, because we're out of time. Quickly call the phone numbers,
for those who are coming for the seminar today, you can call 080 08035 52 7688. 08035 52 7688, or you call 080 37 52 7709, or you can call 080 30 94 8842. These are the phone numbers to call. You can either call or you send yes to these three phone numbers. Once again, they are 080 37 52 7709, or you call 080 30 94 8842, or lastly, you can call 080 35 52 7688. I want to see you today. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador AGK, for coming in.
Thank you.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Grace Evangelistic Ministries USA presents International Ministers Conference
from Thursday 25th to Saturday 27th of July 2019, time 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dates from Thursday 25th to Saturday 27th July 2019, time 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Featuring Reverend Moses Omubiko from USA, Reverend Bruce Bumgardner from USA, Reverend Tayo Arikawe from UK, Reverend Darlington Elekwa from Canada, Pastor Sheyi Sonibare from Port Harcourt, and Reverend Clem Emekena from Port Harcourt. Venue at Glory Rain Assembly, Avila. Number 33 Rumokuta Market Road off NTA Mboba Road, Rumokuta, Port Harcourt. With free registration, lunch, resource books for ministers and ministerial training. For further inquiries, call 0803 887 2229. That is 0803 887 2229.
The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that Yesom Wike's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Only an exclusive to Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people. The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that Yesom Wike's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Only an exclusive to Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people. The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that Yesom Wike's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at... The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that Yesom Wike's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Only and exclusive to Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people. The tradition continues as we move the stories from the surface, giving you facts and figures, taking you deeper into where the players dare to go.
So tell me, is that an institution that is strong enough to fight corruption?
It is unfortunate that PDP will start crying so early in the day. We've not even started the fight, they're already crying foul.
Today, 95.1 FM unravels the essence.
Our money was used for election by former Governor Amechi, and it was the duty of the INEC that was appointed by PDP to control how much is spent, but they failed.
I can't sit down here and say Amechi's government was corrupt when there's no proof to substantiate it.
On Insight Today.
The emotion I have is that here some Wiki's one-point agenda is to witch hunt Rotimi Amechi personally and his outgone administration.
Insight Today, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Only and exclusive to Today 95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
A very good morning to you once again. It is 7 minutes gone past the 8 o'clock hour. I am Canada, and it is time for Inside Today. Yeah, on Today 95.1 FM. And it is a great Saturday morning, by the way. And I am not alone in the studio. I am with some people call him the chief, some people call him the professor, some people call him honorable. And you know how much titles are very much a part of our Nigerian society. Honorable Chief Professor Emmanuel Nduge.
Well, I think you finally captured the right way. This is Emmanuel Nduge. And good morning, Canada.
Good morning to you.
Welcome to Inside Today, listeners.
Yeah, welcome. So let's go straight into this morning's discuss, and it has to do with two amazing conversation. And the first one is being instigated by the All Progressives Congress, and it is captioned, "Why Igbo can't produce Nigeria's president." Yeah, you heard me right. Why Igbo can't produce Nigeria's president. Now, according to this report, it says the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, has given reasons why the Igbo of Southeast geopolitical zone cannot produce Nigeria's president in 2023, advising them to play their politics right if they want to govern Nigeria in the foreseeable future, adding that the presidency is not the right of any ethnic group. National Organizing Secretary of APC, Ima Ibediro, said this yesterday in Abuja during an interview with journalists at a party's national secretariat. Now, Ibediro, who hails from Imo State, said the Igbo nation must be ready to work within the APC structure or any other viable platform they intend to use to actualize an Igbo presidency, adding that they must also be ready to contribute positively to such a platform. It described as unjustified claims by Igbo that they were being marginalized by the president, Mahmoud Buhari's administration, explaining that the people have not brought anything tangible to the table since 2015. According to him, in 2015, only 198,000 votes came in from the entire Southeast. In 2019, we had a little above 400,000. Some people will say that it was an improvement, but what type of improvement was that? You can imagine Anambra State, for example, bringing in less than 50,000 votes when our members in that state are over 200,000. It means that even APC members did not vote for our president. Igbo presidency is not a right, just like Hausa or Yoruba presidency is not a right. Igbo presidency can only become possible if you work within the party and convince the rest of Nigerians to produce a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction. For instance, in APC, you have to work within the party and with every other member of the party, either from northwest, northeast, north central, or southwest. And then we must come to the conclusion that as an individual, you can have the confidence of Nigerians to become their president. The fact that you are from Southeast or any other area is not that you're not there. So if the people from the Southeast are aspiring to produce Nigeria's president, I think the first thing to do is to work within the party and then get the rest of Nigerians to accept them for that position. When asked whether the APC should hand over the party's presidential ticket to the Southeast in 2023, the APC official said, I don't want to be emphatic that they must be an evil president because this party is not built on the platform of dictating to the people what they want. If you check the percentage of population of members of APC and check the population of Nigerians, you will see that all members of the party are even less than 5% of the population, and we are talking about a president of Nigeria, not a president of APC. So first of all, under whatever platform you want to achieve the aspiration, you have to work to get yourself acceptable to that platform. It is not going to be an automatic award that Nigerians should give Southeast tickets for the presidency. And this is not the first time we are, getting to hear something very similar. I think our own former governor, in person of Chibike Amechi, Honorable Chibike Amechi, he came out one time and said the same thing, that, Igbos might not have presidency for a while just because they haven't put in the right work. The first question I want to ask this morning is, because the truth is, I've had this argument several with so many radio listeners, and I've said, should we be having, politicians occupying certain positions based on merit or based on whatever tribe they belong to? And that's my first question yet again this morning. Should we continue this zoning of a thing? How has zoning helped the Nigerian society? Really, should we not be looking at the best man for the job? I mean, this zoning of a thing is what probably has divided Nigeria into what it is today. Yes, that's the truth.
Well, I think I will want to start by going to what that man, the claim of the APC. One person said that, but representing APC, because I think he's a high-profile individual in APC.
I think so too.
He is talking about the Igbos are not going to be able to be president or produce president in 2023. That is APC's position. So it might not be in doubt for them. Now, is it that it's real? It could also be real. Remember, everything I'm saying is predicated on a platform of APC as a political party in Nigeria.
No. Let me pause. Okay.
I'm coming is better. So that I will handle the questions you've asked one after the other.
Okay.
See, before the election, the APC came out glaringly wooing the Igbos, people of Southeast, to join their ranks, vote their presidential candidates. And of course, vote their candidates. But you and I understand that they didn't do that. I'm talking about people of the Southeast.
All right.
And as a result, these comments are coming.
No. Before the comments came, that is why I wanted to pause you for a bit.
Okay.
Before the comments came, the politicians or the allies from the Southeast began to demand from the presidency to ensure that there is a 2023 ticket for the Igbos.
Let me also tell you, not only the politicians from the Southeast, even the APC, the same APC, said that the Igbos will be supported by the president if they vote in the president
And I agree
to
with
become
you.
president in 2023.
I agree with you on that one.
Now, all I'm saying is that was the position of the APC. And the Igbos did not indeed dance along them, along with them.
All right.
As a result, the APC has every right to come out
and
show their disenchantment with the activities, their perceived activities of the Igbos. And the Igbos have nothing to lose. I must tell you the truth. Because you take a cow to the stream. You don't force that cow to drink water.
All right.
Now, if you had wooed the Igbos to vote your political party, Igbos remain adamant and voted the way they want.
Or did not vote.
So what exactly is their problem? If you say because they didn't vote your president, you won't give them that. If you are now giving, because I know whatever, even if APC come out and say, okay, we are supporting you people, Nigerians have to vet that claim. Because it's Nigerians that have voted, not only APC.
But that's what he said.
Understand?
But that's what he said.
That alone destroys the claim APC may have about the Igbos. Because remember, like I said, it's not only their party that exists. And that is why I'm according them the full right to air their views as they have done.
When he was talking, he said,
yes,
under the platform of APC and any other platform, that the Igbos do not have the right
I think
to
it's an
claim.
unhealthy mixture.
No. See, he said the Igbos does not have the right to claim because they have not done a lot of work in terms of politics.
Kalada is an unhealthy mixture for Emmanuel Ndukwe because he cannot be in APC and want to tell me he knows much about the PDP or he knows much about the ABGA and other political parties, assuming the PDP looks at Igbos as having done the right thing, and then they float a candidate from that extraction. And the PDP happens to organize his house and be strong. Kalada, is it only APC that one could win presidential slot? I don't think so.
No. It's not just APC, but let's go back to 2015.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
He is claiming that they've not done what they ought to do. And I am also saying that he has no right. You remember I said APC, yes, has right to make their pronouncements along that line. Now, if you ask me my opinion, I will tell you that the APC is 100% right in saying what they did.
All right.
Because they wooed them, they didn't support them, and they are on the platform of their party, they should end in coming out to say, you won't be.
Right.
I won't fall that.
Right.
But when you say, even in other parties, because they've not done what they should do, then I tell you,
let's look at the stats now. In 2019, they just concluded. It's still just the concluded elections. The elections that was held, February, March. Let's look at the statistics. Remember, majority of the discourse after the election was there was voter apathy. Do you think that the Igbos? Let's forget the party platforms now. Do you think that the Igbos have put in enough in terms of politics? Do you think because you would realize that majority of them did not come out to vote? So where is the talk of we deserve when they have not played the politics? Remember, politics is a game of numbers. When they have not played the politics, and whether we like it or not, just like we have been crying for years, they are basically two major parties. And when we talk about the contention for president, it is believed. I'm not saying I believe. It is believed that those two major parties will be the ones to produce any of them anyway. Any of them, by the way, will be the ones to produce the presidency. So how much work have they put in?
Now, you see, Kalada, no matter how anybody wants to look at issues, one should be specific. Now, on the front of APC, they are right in making their claim. And if it works out for them, so be it. But as soon as you bring in the other party, I will keep on faulting that because you are not in APC as well as in PDP.
Right.
I agree with you. There are two major parties. There are a number of them, but we know about two. It's not in doubt. So if you said the Igbos have not done a good job politically, as I am, I will agree with him. But then, I am not in PDP.
Okay.
What if PDP sees what they have done? Because remember, there must be a favor on one side and maybe against on the other side. Now, whatever apathy or no apathy, the PDP was favored by the Southeasterners.
Okay.
That is just the truth. Whether it was one vote, it was in their favor.
Yeah, true.
Now, what if they decide that, well, these people we are going to zone our own, assuming, to the Southeast? And incidentally, Nigerians, remember what I said. Put your house in order. People will now front for you more. Now, if the PDP solidifies his household or his ranks, and then Nigerians look at that and say, well, it's going to be this person they have brought, it goes for them. But if you ask Emmanuel Ndukwe's position, whether the Igbos are politically following the right way or not, my answer will be no. And that no will be in capital letters.
All right. Now you mentioned something now. Remember that, yes, when
you understand me? I have my opinion.
I understand.
And I'm analyzing what this man has said.
And I want to say something that you also said that might just counter what you just said now. Now, you said something about, that two major political parties, one might be for the Igbos, one might be against the Igbos. But then again, when it comes to collecting candidates for a post like the president or the office like the president, parties are very careful with whom they pick. And so when you pick, the Igbos, you want to ask yourself, what were the numbers they achieved during the previous elections? Because imagine if you bring the Igbos and the people do not come out to vote for their own person, and maybe there's someone from the West in the APC party, where the people, the West are coming out, the Southerners are coming out, the South side people are coming out, the North people are coming out for it. The PDP might not want to play that kind of a gamble.
See, Kalada, remember, everything you said is predicated on probability.
Yeah, probability, yeah.
PDP might choose the Igbo candidate. They might choose from the North. They might choose from the West, wherever. The same thing with APC. But I am saying, because I like to be objective, the position of the APC is very concrete and right, because they wooed them and they didn't support them. And they are saying, should we be the people to remain and pile on? Because remember, there's also probability, a ring of it, around the presidential slot there, and that's in the tribunal.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows for certainty that the current president will remain.
Yeah.
Or Atiku won't come.
Okay.
Like that. That's the way I look at issues.
All right.
It is, I argue on issues when the issue is concrete. For now, should the APC finally remain in office, that we are not going to support you people since you failed not to support us. That is very clear. And I am saying, if you are in the APC, you are jumping into the PDP to comment on what the PDP should comment. I am telling you that's not standard.
All right. But then again, should we even be having this conversation in the first place?
Yes, we should.
No. What I'm asking is this. Does the tribe matter? Or should we be looking at merits?
Well, you see, when you talk about merits, it's not already respected in the country. And that's why when you were saying zoning is not important, I think it is. Now, look, I will explain. When you pick this person, say he merits this office, is it the only person that can merit it?
But that's why we have an election. That's why we have elections.
Hold on. Election, let me tell you, my dear brother.
And he laughs.
Once we talk about election,
oh
it
my
looks
God.
as if, yes, we are talking about an activity that flows down from heaven. Election in Nigeria is warfare. Somebody that is not supposed to win an election may win an election because of manipulation. That is the glaring truth.
And that's why we need to set the standard right. And
Which
that's
standard? Who
the
sets it?
system. We the people. We the people set the systems right. And that is why we need to go beyond the bias of tribalism and ethnicity and look at it from where we begin to
an
push.
active participant in setting the issues right in 2019.
Okay.
You went to somewhere that drove you away. That is the issue. And with the avalanche of people now desert. Some other person could be now brought up and say he won the election.
True.
What are you going to say? That is why when they talk about the election in Nigeria, I don't even listen to it.
But this you know why it happens like that during the elections?
Like selection in the country.
Yes, but it's because we have a failed party system. And if the people would get the party system right by refusing to accept tribalism and zoning and all of that stuff,
political party in Nigeria?
we could have a good one.
No, I'm not asking for probability. I'm asking, see, If we have a political party, you cannot be saying this one will come here and a ticket is denied him. He crosses to the other one. We don't have political parties. That's the truth.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on to the next conversation because it is 24 minutes gone past already. And this one is titled Insecurity, Redeem Your Image as Army General Oyin Lola tells Buhari. And this report says the former governor of Osun State, Brigadier General Olugun Shoye Oyin Lola, retired, challenged President Muhammadu Buhari to redeem his image as an army general capable of fighting insecurity in Nigeria. Oyinlola's challenge to Buhari was contained in a statement personally signed by him and made available to journalists in Akure, Ondo State, when he paid a condolence visit to the leader of Afenifere, Chief Ruben Fashoranti, whose daughter Funke Olakunrin was killed by gunmen suspected to be herdsmen last Friday at Kajola on Ore Sagamu Expressway. The former governor, who also delivered a condolence letter sent to Fashoranti by the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, was accompanied by Chief Oyewole Fashawe. Meanwhile, the Secretary General of the Yoruba Council of Elders, Dr. Kunle Olajide, said Southwest governors should be blamed more for the attacks by herdsmen in the region rather than blaming the federal government alone. Olajide, who also spoke to journalists during his condolence visit to Fashoranti in Akure, said state governors ought to have taken drastic action against open grazing. Also condemning the state of insecurity in Nigeria, the leader of another pan-Yoruba group, Afenifere Egbe Itse Waju Yoruba, Senator Ayo Fashanmi, lamented that there was no respect for sanctity of life anymore in the country. He said a lot needed to be done to curb the situation whereby someone can just get killed like a cow, irrespective of his status and political affiliation in the country. Oyinlola said the murder of Mrs. Olakunrin in broad daylight was a rude reminder that the country is in a terrible mess right now, saying this is the time for all patriots to be sober and reflect on how we got to this Obesian point when life has become nasty, brutish, and short in Nigeria. He said these criminals have declared a war against our country and we should take the war to them. The federal government is expected to lead the war without bringing politics to it and without any emotional bias against the law. One of the reasons some of us backed President Buhari in 2015 was his perceived competence on security matters given his training and status as a general of the Nigerian Army. He needs to redeem his image now that criminals have taken over the land, rubbishing all he has ever lived for. He needs to come out clearly now and address the country, outlining clearly his war plans to safeguard the life and property of all Nigerians. Nigerians want to hear him directly, not through an aide or party chiefs. He is the one they voted for as the commander-in-chief and not anyone else. The former governor said with the latest tragic incident and several reported and unreported ones across the country, particularly in the southwest, it is time to say enough is enough. Certainly of arrest and severity of punishment are time-tested deterrent to crimes and criminality. Criminals and other evil-minded persons will always have a free rein where impunity is condoned. However, government must not be emotional about arrest and punishment. The government has a lot of work to do to convince Nigerians that it is for law-abiding citizens and that these criminals are not above the law. Government must also never be seen as being hostage to or complicity of crime and criminality. Government exists to protect lives and property. They do not exist to release condolence messages after each avoidable death, as this one, Oyinlola said. Now, he's saying that Nigerians voted for Buhari because they felt that he could do a better security job than the former president in person of Goodluck Jonathan. And when he came, it seemed as if, let's be truthful, let's be factual. It seemed as if the war against Boko Haram was going in favor of the government, yeah? The government came out one time and said that Boko Haram was technically defeated. So, yes, the war, even right now, if you look at things, like some presidential aides will say, Boko Haram has been, pushed to the fringes of the borders. Of the borders between Lake Chad and Libya, is it? Is it Libya?
Niger Republic,
Niger Republic, yeah. So there was that, initial success. But then again, we began seeing bandits in Kaduna, bandits in Zamfara, in Castina, kidnappings became a thing. We began to see farmers and herders clashing, and thousands of people have died. Tens of thousands of people have died, actually. When we come to our dear River State, or the South, it seems as if there was the resurgence of what do you call it now, of kidnapping, and cultism was so high that people took their businesses away from River State. Investors began to run away, and even the ones who wanted to come were scared of coming. I mean, there was a report from, is it from Britain, was it from the UK? I can't remember, UK or US, I can't remember, where they asked their citizens not to go to certain states, and River State was amongst those states. I mean, Akwa Ibom was amongst those states, some states in the Niger Delta, and that is to say that insecurity is so much plaguing Nigeria.
Well, I tell you, Lola is right in all that he has stated. Especially, I want to put them on two headings. One, government's job, major job of government, protection of life and property. That's the very first. Yeah. And again, government should not be on say kind of the president sitting, of course, heading the government, and what they'll be doing is to offer condolences once people have died, especially through criminality. So I think Oyilola is right. What I believe is that the insecurity in Nigeria is getting out of hand. If it's not gotten out of hand completely, I must be frank, because like you narrated, almost everywhere is having a bitter test of the insecurity situation. But what I think is, and what I do not all that love as a citizen of this country, is that a lot of citizens are dying. And perhaps the searchlight or the spotlight won't be beamed very seriously on their own cases. But because Fasoranti's daughter died, almost everybody that means anybody in this country is now making comments.
All right.
Where were all of them when a lot of people were dying in Benue? When a lot died in Taraba,
Castina,
Zamfara, all the rest of them across the nation, including Rivers State.
All right.
I think the other day was 2 weeks ago or so, or a week ago.
It wasn't
in Imo
week.
State.
In Imo State, yeah.
Good.
You're going
Yeah,
far. Choba last week.
It's all right. We've mentioned Rivers State, that suffices. But the problem is that all of them, none of them is talking about those ones, because those people, according to them, don't mean anything. That's not to say that the killing of that Funke is sanctioned by anybody. But we are saying life is life, for goodness sake.
Irrespective of your
because I tell
class.
you,
Yeah.
no matter how rich you may be, you cannot be on two seats at the same time. You'll be on one as I am sitting, even though I don't have. You have everything. You come to sit, you sit down on one seat. Now, if you die, one coffin, and that is if you belong to the tribe that are not using coffin.
Okay.
In the north, at least I watched the burial of former head of state, Abacha.
Yeah.
They carried him on whatever they call that thing and threw him as if he was not a human. So, for me...
But he was not a human at that point.
No. I know. See, you are talking about burial because that person was a human.
Okay.
So, when you are burying the person, according to those who have chosen, you give him last honor, as it were.
Okay.
But this one, there was no last honor. They carried him and reached there and threw him as if that's a refuse. So what I'm saying is that every citizen, in any way at all, in any nation, the life are just the same. So both Oyilola and others, let them also join. Because when he said Buhari was voted on the strength of his military experience, and everybody was giving a sigh of relief, he handled that. Yes. You see, insurgency war is not in that way we are looking at it. But the angle that gives me as a citizen is that we are having maybe children of insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, all the rest of them growing up, herdsmen, farmers, I don't know. And I think, truly like Oyilola said, government can give more attention. And if they do, they will be able to curb. Because at the level it's reached, my dear brother, I tell you, I doubt if we can remove it from this country. But at least if you minimize it,
but we can, because like the speaker Lola was saying, I mean, Buhari has served as, a military general. I mean, he's been part of,
It doesn't hang a danger label on him.
Wait,
even
no,
if he
no,
has
no,
served
no,
as
no.
a
I want to say something. He's been able to go peacekeeping, on peacekeeping missions in several other countries, in West Africa, in other countries in Africa, and he's been, once the head of state, and one would only imagine that he will come with some, some wonderful, well-crafted, security architecture for the Nigerian society.
Kalada,
Yeah.
when he started, the Boko Haram problem,
Yeah.
we saw it simmer down.
Yeah, it's
To the
subsided.
point that they made proclamation of a technical defeat, which till tomorrow, it depends on whoever wants to accept. I accept that
There was a technical defeat.
See, they come out, they launch attacks on the barracks. Yes, because people are soldiers doesn't mean they can't die.
Yeah, true.
Now, they launch attacks. You don't know who is who. If Nigeria has a war, a conventional warfare with Cameroon, it will be easy. You now stay in the first headquarters and map out the territories and all that and know who to go after. But this one, the person you are discussing with might be a member. And as soon as you leave, you don't know he was a mole. He would then go.
But then again, I talk about security architecture. I'm not saying he should win the war. There should be a security architecture. Okay.
That when you are talking about his experience, I agree with you that he should give more attention to it. But that he was a former general does not mean as soon as he comes there, all the people will grow yellow belly and then will be falling down. He defeats them. No. But what I'm saying, Oyinlola also was a military officer. He could also make certain suggestions like he has done, and a lot of others. But truly, whether right or wrong, all of them will come on the head of Buhari because he is the head of state or the president of the nation, and so he should give more attention, even proclamations and matching it with action. Because certainly when I hear about the way his men are killing others and all that, I can't imagine that government will not be able to stop them. And I've asked severally, if government is not able to stop them, is it Emmanuel Ndukwe? Small me, look at it. How can I do it? So what I think is that, yes, Oyinlola has given a good suggestion. President, wake up. Act more so as to save it, because credit comes to you and also the other side.
All right. So now it's time for you to join the conversation. It's time for you to be a part of this conversation. We have two wonderful conversations here on Inside today. First one, of course, we told you about the, what is it called again? APC. The APC coming out to say, hey, Igbos, you might not just be able to have a presidency in 2023 because you have not done your political groundwork or homework. And then the other one, of course, is someone coming out to tell the president to up his game because he is a former military general. All right, the numbers to call in.
So for me, because he's the president, not necessarily he was a former army general. But I'm telling you the opinion of Emmanuel Ndukwe, which you cannot replace.
But basically, before I open it for I need to put this in. When you elect someone, you elect them based on their expertise, their experience, and their capacity to deliver.
What I'm saying, the president, whether military or civilian, is the head, and so should champion. Because instruction from his table is like a law.
All right. 0817-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. We have 22 more minutes, so you calling right about now. 95.1 FM.
This is Pastor Isaiah.
Pastor Isaiah, welcome. How you doing?
Yeah, happy weekend.
Yes, same to you.
Good morning.
Yes, my brother, let me look at the Southeasterners angle. I think they have played a bad politics from the inception of President Goodluck Jonathan. In the era of Obasanjo, they did excellent. They gave him massive support. But when they started tribalizing in the era of Jonathan, trying to see him as their own and so on and so, you see that they actually ran out of the line of politics.
How do you mean? I don't understand.
They voted massively for him, 215.
Mm-hmm.
To the extent
was that a wrong thing?
No, to the extent of losing the Senate president. And up till now, of course, the man has said that whether I like it or not, the PDP is more favored in the Southeast because they have maintained that ground. Even one of the leaders of the Southeast, the IPOB leader, said that they should not allow APC to step their foot into.
What are you saying that the APC statement is saying?
Yes, as long as they continue to do the political line of one party, which they are married to PDP forever, like the Christians are married to Jesus, Satan leaves alone. If they are
So have you looked at it from the point that the PDP can also win? There's a possibility that the PDP can also win the presidential elections. Have you looked at it from that angle as well?
It's not possible now because how many votes did the Southeasterners to South have? How many? For the president general, being a former general, I think that does not mean that you will have to win the war again because democracy and its constitution will not give him that full support to do all that.
All right, Pastor Isaiah. Yeah, I understand.
Now, conclusively,
please.
the poor. You can see that the rich have a class in this country. And that is why whenever something happens to them, they begin to give condolence among themselves and blow very hot as if evil has landed. But when it comes to the common
Thank
man,
you very much,
it's a
Pastor Zaya.
tradition.
Thank you very much,
That is
Pastor
how it
Zaya.
is in this country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM.
Canada, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Onu Samuel from Port Harcourt.
Onu Samuel, welcome. What is your contribution?
And good morning to your guests in the studio there.
Good morning.
Yes. Now, I want to talk about the advantage that has turned into disadvantage to this present government.
Okay.
Advantage in the sense that was what brought them into power.
Okay.
Because now they made use of the disadvantage of good luck to gain advantage and use it as their political campaign platform, and they gather sympathy from international world and also within the local here. And they drove themselves into the aim of affairs of this country. And today it has turned against them. That is why I say they are now enjoying the disadvantage of conspiring against somebody. It's one thing in life. You see this country, Nigeria. Nigeria is so powerful. In every state, in every local government, there is something in there. If you're doing something and you're not doing something genuinely, if you're doing a thing, you're not doing it genuinely, or you're doing it to just bring down somebody.
So, Mr. Samuel, you're saying that all of the campaign promises, about fighting crime and insecurity was all some propaganda, was mere campaign. Is that what you're saying?
Now I have to follow your word. Exactly, that is wash. You understand? The presidency, when you are ascertained to that level to be the president of this humble country called Nigeria, you took an oath. He said, I will be a friend to all and also a friend to everybody and not a friend to everybody.
A friend to all and a friend to none.
Yes, it was clearly mentioned by His Excellency. Now, it doesn't matter the part of Nigeria you came from, and that was the great attribute of good Lord Jonathan. When you come to that center, you don't have compassion over a particular region. It should be all round. Protect life and property. It is when the North die, you cry more. When the South die, you keep silent.
Round up.
It doesn't matter the political platform that you are. Once a soul is lost in this country, we should behave like the Americans.
All right.
We cry over it and make sure that we don't lose people. Maybe because we are many, the government.
Ono Samuel, I have to go to the next caller now. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM.
Hello, my brother. Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is God's from Abba.
God's time, welcome.
Okay, my good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Thank you. You see, what APC is saying about the way Igbos, that's the only way I want to talk. See, they are right, my brother. You see, when you are playing this game, this politics we are talking about, just based on one place. And another thing again, when they talk of this PDP, we start is that the owner of PDP. If you look at it very well, look at how we lost out again now, this 2019. Now, if it's that, say before our people here be shout, hey, Hausa people say, now they only them know how to rule, this and that. Okay, we're waiting for PDP to pick a person from this our side here, but this is one they just finished, so they say wait to the north again. When will Igbo man come to power now? Take care, my brother. This 2023 that we're talking about, now we still don't need to the north. And when will Igbo come up to be a president? That is the problem.
No, so now, do you think we should be talking about Igbo man becoming president, or we should be talking about the right man becoming president?
We have been looking for the right man. We are not seeing the right person. Now what you are saying, I think it's like that. Let us zone it so that we still get to our own small. And now when we stay there, our people will still carry the power, go give the north. We still continue like that. Igbo man, when the Igbo man be, when the Igbo man, how will Igbo man come to power? This is the way we do things here.
All right, God's time. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning. This is Lucky from Atlas.
Oh, Lucky, welcome.
Yes. Talking about the Igbo president, these politicians, they keep on deceiving and, confusing people, telling people that Igbos need presidents. Let me tell you, go to the street of Aba, go to the street of Enugu, go to the street of Imo State, ask the common man, ask average Igbo man, whether they are interested in Nigerian presidents. Nobody will tell you yes. What they are interested, they will tell you what we need is Biafra and not the presidents.
Thank you very much for calling in. You always like me cutting you off. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Thank you. I want to join the two issues now.
Yeah, please, your name first. Let the people know you.
My name is Eric from Port Harcourt.
Eric, welcome.
Yes. See, if there is good governance, like you are asking a man for the job, if we use the best man for the job, and that person emerges and is giving us good governance, there is security, good economy is booming, jobs, infrastructure, everything. Nobody will even be clamoring whether Igbo presidency, Yoruba presidency.
Exactly the point. Exactly my point.
But because of the system we operate currently, that what we are in, nobody, even whether an Hausa man is not satisfied with what is happening now, a Yoruba man is not satisfied, Igbo man is not even also satisfied with what is happening now currently.
Can we not change? Can we not come to that point where we change the system then?
So the system we want to change now is we will continue with the trial and error. Because we'll try an Hausa man, try an Igbo man, try an Ejo man, try an Igbo man, until we now see who will best do. Perform creditably that at least majority will be confident. Because as it is now, I'm telling you, as it stands, even if the whole world believes that, if we conduct election, the North will win. But if this insecurity persists, and the downside of the economy persists, and we conduct election tomorrow, free, fair, and credible one, like Emma pointed out there. Nobody will win. The people, everybody is disgruntled. So there is danger. Let us solve the problem first. of insecurity and economic hardship and then infrastructure. And then we can talk about it. In fact, nobody will even be clamoring to whether it's Igbo House or whatever.
All right.
But the system is fundamentally flawed. How do we fix it? By trying Igbo man, try Hausa, try Yoruba, try.
So in summary, you are saying that we should get our structure, our political structure right.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in, Eric. There, 95.1 FM. I lost that call. Please do call us back. 0817-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. Mr. Imam Ndukwe, a lot of people seem to agree with me that we need to set the structure right. Talking about, the APC's story, we need to set our structure right and leave tribalism out of who becomes what's in any level of governance.
No, it cannot be left. In the country, tribalism cannot be left.
I mean,
I'm telling you, listen.
Okay.
See, once they started, you call them founding fathers of Nigeria. They entrenched tribalism into the politics of Nigeria.
Interesting. But then that is why we need a national discourse.
Hold on. Which national discourse? Was there no one organized in 2014?
Let's say.
How far had it gone? Now, the APC did they participate in that one?
They did.
Is it APC in 2014? No, they didn't.
Some members
from me.
Some members of the who are currently APC members now were part of that.
Who?
I cannot remember names because there was.
Take it from me, they didn't.
Remember, there was.
Quote me, they didn't go.
Okay,
APC.
let's.
As a political party.
I'm not looking as a political. I say some members of the political party now.
Maybe they've done this thing. I'm saying because of no party in Nigeria. They've left PDP. Maybe PDP.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not. You can't count it because they were in PDP at that time. Now they come to APC to look for a ticket. So they are not originally APC members.
All right.
See, when you had Nnamdi Azikiwe for Southeast, Obafemi Awolowo Southwest, Ahmadu Bello North, that is the tripod they've chosen. Well, I don't know who gave them that formula because every section of this country have relevant individuals.
But we can change it. That's 1960. This is 2019. This is 2019.
The cauldron had been going on for that change.
I do not.
How long it will take, only God knows. Let me bring in God because He is the all-knowing. When you talk about changing it, have several efforts not been made to position Nigeria on the straight path? But has it ever worked? If it will work, everybody will decide. So when you are telling me about a national discourse, the one Obasanjo is calling. Now, if APC agrees and convenes a national discourse now, do you think PDP will agree?
The people are calling. I am calling for it. The people are calling for it. PDP will have to go. 95.1 FM.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Insu, aka Truth is Bitter.
Truth is bitter. Come tell us some truth then.
Okay. My dear brother, how can a country work when the wrong people are at the helm of affairs? Just look at the election that the court concluded. That even the INEC chairman telling you there is no server. And people that work with him, choose by the federal government, telling they transmit the election through server. Now this morning, that the president is telling us that people should ignore the call of the northerners. Like now as a father, if you are tired of going to a particular compound, any day you go there, they call you, which screen has break you. You go in there, they call you, they are born his body. When you go that I say, any day I see this compound, I will deal with you. Don't go here again. But he heard that Fulani has killing here and there. And the man took his time. So okay, you will come back. Instead of causing problem, I'm bringing back them to me. Come back home. I have a place for you. The other man who always pay contrast to the cow and didn't pay contrast for a human being. Look at it. How would they say, treat the old guy there as he treat to you there in my total panel. Treat me as he treat the other man. And at the same time, you say no. That they should regard for score. What are you looking for? Let me tell you, in my place, you don't use a baby team to take the other baby not to cry.
Right.
That's why a baby boy, I give to the other baby crying. It's not proper. Right. They are not a solution.
So let me understand you. Let me understand you. Wait.
Okay, that's in support
all right, no problem. I'm trying to ask you a question, but you were not listening, so I have to give room for other callers. Because I was going to ask you a question, and you weren't.
He's talking about Ogema supporting APC. And he doesn't know that Ogema is a different man from himself. If APC is right, I support them. If PDP is right, I support them.
Yes. I was going to ask him that question too. 95.1 FM.
Good morning, Canada.
Yeah, good morning to you. You sound excited. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Odima. I greet you too. My name is Obina.
Obina, it's been a while. Welcome.
I'll be listening. I'm very happy. I like how you and Odima started. I want to make something clear because this tribalism of a thing, right since they create Nigeria, it has been there. But there is something. Remember that interview, interview Muhammad Buhari about Dasuki and the Kanu and the others in the prison, and the question about how employ people and people marginalized. He was saying about Igbo people. He called people's name. I don't know whether I remember the people they call their name Igbo.
I cannot remember, but just remind us then.
Okay, I will not remind anybody, but let's go and take So, Canada, there's something you were saying that I want to still let you know about. This of tribalism, when they come to, some people say Southeast, some people use Igbo. Go to the north, they don't know anybody called Igbo, as far as you're not from the north. All of you are Yamani, whether you are from anywhere, as far as you're not from the north. But when they're calling Igbo, there's people that are the original Igbo people, not these politicians. There's some politicians answering Igbo name. We know them by their names.
So where are you going with this? I'm lost now.
Where I'm going with this is that people are damaging the names of the real Igbo people.
Okay.
Because of Nigeria. I'm telling you, do you know that recently now, when they're talking about insecurity, they say bandits. Do you know when I started hearing these bandits? It's official. We hear that selling gold in the north. That's where the bandits started from. They just created bandits. We are not hearing about the gold because the gold was the problem. They stopped the whole mining. But in South Africa, some people are benefiting from gold. South Africa are wealthy because of gold. Yeah, all of us are jumping oil. All the bind us together. We must bind ourselves. To all of them.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in there. Thank you very much. Even if I struggle to understand where you were driving to, but thank you very much, Obina. Thank you very much. You were just going round in circles, actually, but thank you nonetheless. 95.1 FM.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Kingsley Wanwoka. I'm calling from Boss.
All right, all the way from Uniport. Welcome, Kingsley.
Okay, thank you. You see, among the Igbo ethnic stuff, there are many persons who are eminently qualified to be president of Nigeria.
And nobody's arguing that fact.
However, I am more concerned about the right person being the president.
Okay.
Because I want to have a country where there will be fairness, where there will be equity and justice. And I want to have a president who, irrespective of where he comes from, will ensure provision of adequate security, who will promote good life and happiness for the largest number, possible, if not for every citizen.
But Kingsley, like Mr. Emmanuel has opined, and so many other people, after him, they say it's impossible to have that kind of this thing in Nigeria, that kind of dream that you're currently having, because zoning has been since the beginning of Nigeria.
Yes, but just like human life itself, circumstances of life, everything about human life has to do with change.
All right.
So it may be difficult, but it's not impossible. Things will always change. Things can always change, and things will always change. So it takes a strong will. It takes an earnest commitment.
Okay, then let me ask you, who's going to bring the change?
You see, impossibility comes out from extreme difficulty.
Okay.
I hope you heard me.
I lost him there. I think the way you sounded the impossibility, I think network giving on him. Anyways, 95.1 FM.
Hello, Canada. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, DK.
This is DK. Yes, my greetings also to
DK, I felt before you go into what you want to say, I don't have your complete number. I've been trying to get back to you.
Okay, I will send it to you through text. I've done it before.
The text message is down, so that's why maybe you just call it before you go off.
Okay, 080.
All right, 080
23
23 00
17 32.
All right, 32. All right, thank you very much. I'll get back to you then. So go straight ahead with your
Okay, yes. Please, I want to comment about the presidency come 2023. Hoping that I will not be misconstrued. You see, Chief Ndukwe is correct in saying that politics is warfare. and also the need for one to put his house in order.
Okay.
You see, when you were arguing with him, you were just dwelling on the ideal, forgetting about the real Nigerian situation.
We can make the ideal real. We can make the ideal real.
Forgetting about what is obtainable presently. You see, as far as I am concerned, this is the area I say I hope I will not be misconstrued. An Igbo man is another Igbo man's greatest enemy, and I have my reason. Dr. Ekwueme came out to be a president of this country. He's a man of cosmopolitan posture, well loved even by the North. But that was exactly the same time. Almost every Igbo leader wanted to be a president. Now reducing the man's chances. If you don't even have a common block voice, how do you even begin? Odumego Ojukwu also came out with an idea of ABGA for the Southeast to have a common voice. And the Southeast people did not adhere to by adopting that party as a Southeast party to have a common voice. So how do you move? Now you are talking about having an Igbo presidency. Politics, power is not for that. You struggle for it peacefully. You also need other people's cooperation for you to reach where you want. I also want to say that the IPOP leader, Nnamdi Kanu, did more bad than good concerning the Igbo image. When you abuse many other ethnic groups, how do you get their cooperation to vote for you? And I don't blame him in a way, because he was not going for other people's cooperation. He was asking for their But if you are in one Nigeria, you need other cooperation. Let me just summarize it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in. Mr. Emma, your final words.
Well, the insecurity is getting out of hand. If it has not gotten out of hand already, I think the president should give more attention, because it's like a refuse dump. Everything comes on top of his head, credit and the other side of it. So he should act. He must not be a military ruler to act, because he's the president of the nation.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mawela. And on that note, we call it a wrap on Inside Today. Keep listening to Today95.1 FM. It has been Kalada and Mr. Mawela Ndukwe. Thank you very much for staying tuned.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Your premium talk radio station, today 95.1 FM. Listen to this important announcement. Fertility Awareness Month, Fertility Awareness Month, Fertility Awareness Month. Fertile 24 Fertility Center present a free fertility consultation for fertility cases to every man and woman who visits our office in the month of July 2019. Our office is located at number 1 Chief Amadi Street off Ada George Road, opposite Open Doors Church, Port Harcourt. You can also visit our website at www.fertile24.com and enjoy free nationwide delivery when you place an order. For inquiries, please call 0818 580 1242. 0818 580 1242. Today 95.1 FM. Listen to this announcement. Be trained and certified in crane forklifting and excavator operation, drilling oil and gas production, electrical installation, scaffolding, HSC 123, fashion, catering, makeup, guillotine, with skill development and certification of Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. Startup date 23rd July. Get your forms today for 1,000 naira at State Primary School, Okoro Nuodu, behind Anglican Church in Rumokoro Roundabout. SMS interested to 0806 847 4339. 0806 847 4339.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Open Edition. Open Edition is a radio conversation on the controversial issues that confront our communities, states, and nation. On the program, we analyze the news and discuss current affairs. We ask the tough questions and we talk to people who know.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ross Alabo George and this is Open
It is a
Edition.
fresh platform to cross-fertilize ideas and share opinions on politics, the economy, and our environment. Most importantly, we don't just see the problems. We seek solutions.
Because we know that when one door closes, another is open, if only your mind is open. The Dalai Lama says, look at the situation from all angles and you will become more open. Join Mr. Ross Alabo George with co-facilitators Robinson Tombari Sibe and Eugene Abels.
You cannot be on vacation and be issuing statement. It does not work that way.
Did he satisfy the Constitution before he left? Yes, he did.
Every Saturday by 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Co-facilitator Robinson Tombari Sibe, Eugene Abels, and the controls.
On Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. The voice of the people.
Open Edition.
Open Edition is a radio conversation on the controversial issues that confront our communities, states, and nation. On the program, we analyze the news and discuss current affairs. We ask the tough questions and we talk to people who know.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ross Alabo George and this is Open
It is
Edition.
a fresh platform to cross-fertilize ideas and share opinions on politics, the economy, and our environment. Most importantly, we don't just see the problems.
We seek solutions.
Because we know that when one door closes, another is open, if only your mind is open. The Dalai Lama says, look at the situation from all angles and you will become more open. Join Mr. Ross Alabo George with co-facilitators Robinson Tombari Sibe and Eugene Abels.
You cannot be on vacation and be issuing statement. It does not work that way.
Did he satisfy the Constitution before he left? Yes, he did.
Every Saturday by 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Co-facilitator Robinson Tombari Sibe, Eugene Abels, and the controls.
On Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. The voice of the people.
Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to another edition of Open Edition on Today FM 95.1. I'm here with the usual suspect, Mr. Eugene Abels. My name is Tombari Sibe.
Good morning.
Mr. Abels, so I watched the Algerian match with you yesterday. Algeria, the Desert Foxes of Algeria.
Yeah, my people. You know why?
Yeah, I know. Congratulations to them. Do you think sporting justice was served?
Yes.
Do you think they were the best team?
Entirely.
Yeah, for me, I think they're
technically sound.
Yes.
And they knew what to do to contain. They played strictly to instructions, and I think I liked that, and it paid off eventually. They deserve it.
For me,
our Raw, Mr. Raw can borrow a leaf from their strategy book.
Yeah, apart from that, I think they're very balanced. They're a balanced squad.
Yeah, nothing too exceptional.
Yes.
Yeah,
they play for each other. They are complete from the
rugged.
Back to the front. And particularly there's this guy I always have been his fan since watching him, I think in their second match, Bunja, the eventual match winner. He doesn't score too much, but as a defender, he'll keep you very busy all through the night. He plays for the team. He's always back to clear, high balls. He's up there. He's everywhere. Very fantastic player. But, you know, surprisingly plays for a lowly rated Saudi Arabian league. As the highest goal scorer.
They'll lose him to the likes of Atletico Madrid.
How old is he?
Atletico Madrid. I don't know.
Atletico doesn't buy players.
No, they like to use such kind of players and use them well.
They buy players pretty early. If you look at their churn out rate, they are major supplies to big clubs in Europe.
Yeah, but most times when big clubs throw away players, they take them and turn them around. They save Torres' life now.
Not really.
Yeah.
Torres
was almost hanging.
Because of his wife.
Interesting.
And even when you see him in court, he was jittery. He was so afraid. And all of that. He's presently in court and nobody's laughing at him because